I threw myself into my
magical
research.
about the golden
Cancer
hour.
biology, ironically.
Everything is softer,
Trying to help people
warmer,
actually
and full
suffering
of
from the
possibility.
disease my sister had faked to kill our mother. There was symmetry in that. One day, about 8 months after everything ended, I got a letter. Prison postmark. Claire's handwriting. I almost threw it away. Decided to open it instead. Dear Emma, I don't expect you to read this. If you've already thrown it away, I understand. I just needed to try. I've been in therapy here. Court mandated, but I've actually engaged with it. My therapist helped me understand the grooming process Dad used on me. Starting when I was 12, right after he left. Secret emails, phone calls. He told me I was special. That Mom didn't appreciate me the way he did. That you were Mom's favorite and I was his. I ate it up. A 12-year-old desperate for her father's love. He fed that desperation for years, slowly poisoning me against Mom and you. By the time I was an adult, I believed every lie he told me. I thought I was the victim. I thought you and Mom were the enemies. I'm not excusing what I did. I made choices. Terrible, evil choices. But I want you to understand how it happened. How a normal kid became someone capable of murder. The letter went on for pages, detailing the grooming, the manipulation, the gradual transformation from hurt child to potential killer. I read it all, cried through most of it. At the end, she wrote, I'll never ask you to forgive me. What I did is unforgivable, but I hope someday you can understand that the sister you knew before Dad came back. She was real. She loved you. She still does, somewhere under all the damage. I showed the letter to Mom. We read it together in silence. Do you believe her? Mom asked. About the grooming? Yes. About still loving us? I don't know, maybe. What do you want to do? I don't know that either. We sat with the letter for a week. Finally, I wrote back.
There's something
Short,
truly magical
simple.
about the golden hour.
Claire, I believe you were
Everything is
manipulated.
softer, warmer,
I believe
and
Dad
full
groomed
of
you.
possibility.
I also believe you made choices that hurt people. Both things can be true. I can't have a relationship with you. Not now, maybe not ever. But I don't hate you. I hope you find a way to heal and become someone better. Emma. I mailed it and felt lighter somehow, like I'd set down a weight I didn't know I was carrying. Mom finished her book 8 months later. Poisoned Trust, a mother's story of survival, betrayal, and hope. A small publisher picked it up. It wasn't a bestseller, but it found its audience. Women in abusive situations, people dealing with family manipulation, survivors of gaslighting and psychological abuse. Mom started getting letters, emails, people thanking her for putting their experience into words, for showing them they weren't crazy, that what they felt was real. She started a support group, online at first, then in-person meetings. Toxic Family Survivors. 20 people showed up to the first meeting. Within 6 months, there were chapters in 5 cities. Mom had found her purpose. Me? I was still figuring that out. My research continued. I published papers, got grants, did the academic thing. But something felt hollow about it, like I was going through motions. One day, Patricia Weinstein called. Dr. Morrison, I have a proposition for you. We met for coffee. She looked nervous. I'm expanding my investigative firm, specializing in family fraud cases, elder abuse, financial exploitation. I need a consultant, someone who understands the victim's perspective and has scientific credibility. Someone like you. I'm not an investigator. No, but you're a survivor who knows how these schemes work. You understand the psychology, the methodology, the red flags. You could help other people the way I tried to help you.
There's something
I thought
truly
about it.
magical about the golden
Teaching was
hour.
fine. Research
Everything
was
is
important.
softer,
But
warmer,
helping people
and full of
directly,
possibility.
stopping others from experiencing what we'd experienced, that meant something. Part-time? I asked. Whatever time you can give. The cases would be vetted. You'd only work on ones that need your specific expertise. Can I think about it? Of course. I talked to Mom that night. She was enthusiastic. Emma, you saved my life because you saw what others missed. Imagine how many other people you could help. I'm not a hero, Mom. Maybe not. But you're someone who doesn't give up. Who fights back. That's worth something. I started consulting with Patricia's firm 2 weeks later. First case. Elderly man whose nephew was systematically draining his accounts. The financial patterns were familiar. Small withdrawals at first, then larger ones. Signatures that looked right but had subtle differences. I'd seen it all before with Claire and Mom. I helped Patricia build the case. Document everything, present it to Adult Protective Services. The nephew was arrested. The old man's money was recovered. He sent me a thank you card. "You gave me back my independence. Thank you for believing me when no one else did." I cried when I read it, realized this was what I needed to be doing. Over the next year, I worked on 12 cases, helped expose 8 fraud schemes, saved an estimated $3 million in assets for vulnerable people. Some cases reminded me painfully of my own experience. Others were different variations on the same theme. Family members exploiting trust for financial gain. Each one hurt. Each one mattered. I cut back my university teaching to half-time. Spent more hours with Patricia's firm. Started giving talks at senior centers about financial elder abuse. How to recognize it. How to protect yourself. How to fight back. People were hungry for the information. Desperate for validation that what they were experiencing was real. One woman approached me after a talk.
Something truly magical.
"My daughter
about
says
the
I'm
golden
paranoid.
hour.
That I'm imagining
Everything is
things,
softer,
but money
warmer,
keeps disappearing
and
from
full
my
of
account.
possibility."
Am I crazy?" I looked her in the eye. "You're not crazy. Trust your instincts. Let me help you." We investigated. Her daughter was skimming $500 a month. Had been for 3 years. Total theft, $18,000. When confronted with evidence, the daughter claimed it was loans she'd planned to pay back. Sure, that's what they all say. The woman pressed charges. Got her money back. Cut off contact with her daughter. It was painful but necessary. "I keep thinking about what you said," she told me months later. "Trust your instincts." For years, I let people tell me I was confused, paranoid, senile. But I knew. Deep down, I knew. Thank you for confirming I wasn't wrong. You were never wrong. You just needed someone to believe you. That became my mission. Believing people when others dismissed them. Trusting victims' instincts when family members called them crazy. Using my skills and experience to validate, document, and prove what I knew was true. Families can be dangerous, and trust can be weaponized. Dad shrugged. She was useful. Now she's not. That's how the world works, Dorothy. You never understood that. You thought love and loyalty mattered. They don't. Only power matters. Control. The fake officer had come around the corner behind us. We were boxed in. Dad reached into his jacket. I tensed, expecting a gun. But he pulled out a syringe. Potassium chloride. Causes cardiac arrest. Looks completely natural, especially in a woman Dorothy's age with her health history. After all, she was just poisoned for months. Her heart is weak. Who would question it? He started toward Mom. I stepped between them. "You'll have to go through me. If that's what you prefer." He lunged.
There's
I
something truly
dodged,
magical
but the
about
alley
the
was
golden
narrow.
hour.
The syringe
Everything
grazed
is
my
softer,
arm, tearing
warmer,
fabric but
and
not
full of
breaking skin.
possibility.
Mom screamed. The fake officer grabbed her. That's when I heard it. Sirens. Real ones getting closer. Dad heard them too. His expression changed. "No, not yet. I'm so close." A police car screeched into the alley entrance, blocking it. Detective Chen jumped out, gun drawn. "David Morrison! Step away from them!" "Now!" Dad looked at me. At Mom. At the police. For a moment, I thought he'd give up. Instead, he grabbed me. Pulled me against him. The syringe at my neck. "I'll kill her. I swear I will." Detective Chen kept her gun trained on him. "Let her go. There's nowhere to run. There's always somewhere to run. I've been running for 24 years. The syringe pressed against my throat. I felt the needle tip against my skin. One push and potassium chloride would flood my system. My heart would stop in minutes. Mom was crying, reaching for me. "David, please. Please don't hurt her. She's your daughter." She stopped being my daughter when she chose you over me. "I was 8 years old." I shouted. "I didn't choose anything. You left. Because your mother forced me out. Because you were abusive. Because you were cruel. Because Mom protected us from you." The needle pressed harder. "Careful, Emma. Your mother's lies are showing. They're not lies." I remember. I remember you screaming at Mom. I remember her crying. I remember Claire hiding in the closet because she was afraid of you. Claire understood me, eventually. Claire is in jail because of you. Claire is weak, like your mother. Not like you. You could be great, Emma. Truly great. If you'd just accept what you are. A killer? Like you? A survivor. Someone who does what's necessary. Detective Chen was inching
There's
closer.
something truly
Dad
magical
noticed.
about the golden hour.
Stay back.
Everything
I'll do
is
it.
softer,
Mr.
warmer,
Morrison,
and
you're
full of
surrounded.
possibility.
Let Emma go and we can talk. I'm done talking. I've been talking for 24 years. Talking to lawyers, to debt collectors, to people who looked down on me. I'm done. I felt the needle start to push in. This was it. He was actually going to do it. I closed my eyes. And then I heard a voice I didn't expect. Dad, stop! Claire. I opened my eyes. She was standing at the other end of the alley with 2 officers. Prison jumpsuit, handcuffed, but there. Dad's grip loosened slightly. Claire, what are you doing here? They brought me. Said you needed me. Her voice was flat, emotionless. I do need you. Help me like you always have. Claire looked at him. Really looked at him. And for the first time, I saw something change in her expression. You used me. I loved you. I saved you. You turned me into a monster. Claire's voice broke. I poisoned our mother. I almost killed her, for you. Because you said it was justice. Because you said Mom deserved it. She does deserve it. No, Claire was crying now. She was just a person trying to protect her kids from someone dangerous. And I was too broken to see it. Too desperate for your approval. Claire, don't do this. We're family. Family doesn't do what you did to us, what you made me do. She looked at me. Emma, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. For everything. I wanted to hate her. Part of me did. But I also saw what she was. Another victim of our father's manipulation. Damaged beyond repair, but finally seeing the truth. Dad's attention was completely on Claire now. You're turning on me? After everything I did for you? You didn't do anything for me. You used me as a weapon against Mom, and I was stupid enough to let you. That's when I moved. I drove my elbow back into Dad's ribs hard. He grunted, grip loosening.
Softer,
I dropped,
warmer,
rolled
and
away.
full of possibility.
Detective Chen rushed forward. 2 officers tackled Dad. The syringe skittered across the pavement. It was over in seconds. Dad on the ground, handcuffed, screaming obscenities. Me on my knees, gasping. Mom running to me, holding me. Claire watching from a distance, her face a mask of grief and shame. They took Dad away. The charges would be extensive. Attempted murder, conspiracy, fraud, stalking, everything. He'd spend the rest of his life in prison. As they put him in the police car, he looked at me one last time. No rage now, just emptiness. Like a puppet with its strings cut. I felt nothing looking back at him. No satisfaction, no anger. Just relief that it was over. Claire was being led back to her transport. She paused near us. Mom, Emma, I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I just wanted to say, I'm glad you're okay. Both of you. Mom reached out, like she might touch Claire's hand, then stopped. I hope you find peace someday, Claire. Real peace, not what your father promised you. Claire nodded, tears streaming down her face. I hope I do too. The media frenzy was intense. Father-daughter murder plot exposed. Family torn apart by greed and revenge. Every detail of our lives was dissected, analyzed, sensationalized. Mom and I stopped reading articles after a week. Stopped watching the news. We focused on healing instead. Patricia Weinstein came by a week after Dad's arrest. I need to apologize. I should have seen that Thomas Kern was fake. Should have realized your father was playing me. You helped save us, I told her. Even if you were manipulated, you gave us the information we needed. She still looked guilty. I'm testifying against him. Against both of them. Whatever you need.
There's
Thank you.
something truly
That means a
magical
lot.
about the golden hour.
The trials happened over the next
Everything
6
is
months.
softer,
Claire
warmer,
first.
and full of
She
possibility.
pled guilty to all charges. Attempted murder, fraud, conspiracy. At her sentencing, she gave a statement. I was raised by a man who taught me that love was conditional on obedience. That family loyalty meant destroying anyone who got in the way. I internalized those lessons. made them my reality. When my father came back into my life 5 years ago, I thought I'd finally found someone who understood me. Instead, I found someone who weaponized my damage. She looked at Mom and me in the courtroom. I can't undo what I did. I can't give back the months of terror and pain I caused. All I can do is accept my punishment and hope that someday you both find peace. I know I never will. She got 25 years. With good behavior, she might get out when she was 60. Maybe. Dad's trial was more complex. He represented himself, convinced he was smart enough to win. He wasn't. The evidence was overwhelming. The fake doctor Richard Vance testified against him. The fake officer testified against him. Claire testified against him. I testified against him. Described the syringe at my throat, the cold calculation in his eyes, his complete lack of remorse. The jury deliberated for 3 hours. Guilty on all counts. At sentencing, the judge said, "Mr. Morrison, in my 30 years on the bench, I've never seen such calculated cruelty. You didn't just attempt to kill your ex-wife. You systematically destroyed your daughter's humanity and nearly murdered your other daughter. You are a danger to everyone around you and will remain incarcerated for the rest of your natural life." Dad showed no emotion, just stared straight ahead as they led him away. I felt Mom's hand in mine, squeezing tight. We walked out of the courthouse into sunshine and fresh air. "It's really over," Mom said. "It's really over," I agreed. We went back to my apartment.
Something truly magical.
Mom had been
about the
living with
golden
me for
hour.
6 months now.
Everything is softer,
We'd talked about her getting
warmer,
her own
and
place,
full
but
of
neither of us
possibility.
was ready yet. The trauma bonding was real, but so was the genuine closeness we'd developed. "I'm thinking about writing a book," Mom said one evening over dinner, "about everything that happened." "Really? I think other people need to hear this story. Other people in abusive situations who don't realize what's happening. Other parents whose children are being manipulated. I could help them." I thought about it. "I think that's a wonderful idea. But are you ready to relive it all?" "I relive it anyway. Every night in dreams. At least this way. Something good could come from it." She started writing the next week. I'd hear her typing late into the night, processing her trauma through words. Her therapist said it was healthy. My own therapy was ongoing. PTSD doesn't heal quickly. I still had panic attacks sometimes. Still checked the locks multiple times before bed. Still jumped at unexpected sounds. But I was functioning. Working again. Living again. The university had been incredibly supportive, giving me all the time I needed. When I returned, they offered me a reduced teaching load and access to all the mental health resources I needed. "I'm practical. Your mother took everything from me. I simply wanted it back. With interest. You wanted her dead. I wanted justice. There's a difference." The officer was signaling me. "Keep him talking." "Why target me? I was 8 when you left. I never did anything to you. You were always her favorite. Her little genius. Meanwhile, Claire was just there. Useful but disposable. You, though, you were the golden child. I realized if I couldn't have you, I'd use you. Your death would destroy your mother more completely than anything else." His words were so cold, so calculated. This wasn't just revenge. It was sadistic pleasure in causing
There's
pain.
something truly magical
"Where are
about
you?"
the golden
I
hour.
asked. "Closer
Everything
than you think.
is softer,
Give your
warmer,
mother a
and
message
full
for
of
me.
possibility.
Tell her I'm coming. Tell her 24 years wasn't long enough for her to be happy." The line went dead. The officer shook her head. "Not long enough to trace. He's using a burner, bouncing signals. Could be anywhere." Detective Chen arrived within 20 minutes. "We need to move you both. Safe house. Tonight." We packed quickly. Mom didn't even ask questions, just threw clothes in a bag with shaking hands. As we were leaving, I noticed something. A package by the door. "Did someone deliver this?" The officer went pale. "I've been watching the door. No one came." Detective Chen grabbed my arm. "Get back. Everyone back. Now." She called the bomb squad. We waited in the stairwell, hearts pounding. After an hour, the all-clear came. Not a bomb. Something worse. Inside the package was a photo album. Pictures of Mom's house. Recent pictures. Someone had been inside, going through her things. And there were new photos, too. Me leaving my apartment. Me at the hospital with Mom. Me meeting Patricia at the coffee shop. Every movement we'd made in the past month documented. On the last page, a note in Dad's handwriting. I know everywhere you go. Everyone you talk to. You can't hide. But this is more fun anyway. The fear is the best part. Mom saw the album and collapsed. Not fainted, just her legs giving out from terror. Because she knew better than anyone what Dad was capable of. The psychological torture he'd perfected. He was in my house, she whispered. He touched my things. He knows where I live. The safe house was a nondescript apartment in a different part of the city. 2 officers stationed outside 24/7. Detective Chen sat with us that first night. I need you both to understand something. David Morrison is escalating. The phone call, the package.
There's something
He's not just
truly
planning to
magical
kill you.
about the golden hour.
He's enjoying the build-up.
Everything is softer,
Can't you just
warmer,
catch him?
and full of
I asked.
possibility.
We're trying. But he's smart and patient. He's been planning this for years. What about Claire? Mom asked. Can she tell us anything about his plans? Detective Chen looked uncomfortable. Claire isn't cooperating. She still thinks he's going to rescue her somehow. She's giving him time to move. She's protecting him? I couldn't believe it. After everything? Dr. Morrison, your sister has been psychologically controlled by your father for years. She can't see him clearly. To her, he's the only person who truly understood her. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in the dark of the safe house bedroom, listening to Mom's breathing in the next room, thinking about everything. Claire poisoning Mom, Dad orchestrating it all. The web of manipulation and hatred that had been building for decades while I lived my life, oblivious. I thought about the text message that started everything. Your mother isn't sick. Patricia said she'd sent it, but the timing was perfect. Almost too perfect. I got up and pulled out my laptop. Started digging through the evidence files Detective Chen had shared with me. Looking for something, though I wasn't sure what. Then I found it. The financial advisor who'd hired Patricia. His name was Thomas Kern. I Googled him. Nothing unusual. Licensed, legitimate, but something nagged at me. I cross-referenced his name with Dad's known associates. No connections. Then I searched his business address. The office building was in downtown. Suite 412. I pulled up the building directory. Suite 4 on 12 was vacant. Had been for 6 months. Thomas Kern didn't exist. Which meant Patricia had been hired by someone pretending to be a financial advisor. Someone who wanted us to find out about Claire's plan. Someone who wanted Claire to be caught. I felt cold all over. Dad had hired Patricia. He'd
There's
exposed his
something
own
truly
daughter's murder
magical about
plot,
the golden
knowing
hour.
she'd be arrested,
Everything is
knowing I'd
softer,
take Mom somewhere
warmer,
safe,
and full of
somewhere
possibility.
isolated. The safe house wasn't protection. It was exactly where he wanted us. I ran to Mom's room. We need to leave, now. She sat up, confused. What? Emma? I grabbed her arm. Dad set this up. The investigation, everything. He wanted Claire caught. He wanted us here. That doesn't make sense. Why would he? Because Claire was sloppy. She was going to get caught eventually, and when she did, she might give him up. This way, he controls the narrative. Claire's in jail, we're in a safe house he probably knows all about, and everyone thinks they're protecting us. I opened the bedroom door. The 2 officers who were supposed to be in the living room weren't there. Mom gasped. Where are they? I pulled out my phone to call Detective Chen. No signal. The cell jammer was subtle but unmistakable. The window, I whispered. We were on the 2nd floor. Jumpable if necessary. I opened it slowly, looking down. A man was standing below, watching. He looked up and smiled. Dad. Even after 24 years, I recognized him. Older, grayer, but the same cold eyes. He waved. Mom saw him and made a small, terrified sound. The front door, I said. It's our only chance. We ran. The apartment door was unlocked. The hallway was empty. We took the stairs, moving as fast as Mom could manage. Behind us, I heard footsteps. He was inside, unhurried, because he knew we couldn't get far. We burst out of the building into the parking lot. The unmarked police car was there, but empty. No officers. I ran to it anyway. Keys in the ignition. He wanted us to take it, Mom said. It's a trap. We don't have a choice. I got in, Mom beside me.
There's something truly magical
Started the
about
engine
the
and floored
golden
it.
hour.
In the rearview
Everything
mirror,
is
I saw Dad
softer,
emerge from the
warmer,
building.
and full of
He
possibility.
didn't chase us. Just stood there watching. Like he knew exactly where we were going. I drove randomly, turning down streets without planning, trying to lose anyone who might be following. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the wheel. "Where are we going?" Mom asked. "I don't know. Somewhere public. Lots of witnesses." I pulled into a 24-hour diner, the parking lot well lit and half full. We ran inside. The waitress looked up in surprise at our panicked faces. "Call 911, I gasped. "Call Detective Sarah Chen. Tell her Emma Morrison is at—" I looked around. "Where are we?" The waitress pointed to the address on a menu. I repeated it to her. She picked up the phone, confused but compliant. Mom and I sat in a booth facing the door. Every person who entered made me jump. After 10 minutes, a police car pulled up. But it wasn't Detective Chen. It was a single officer I didn't recognize. He came inside looking around, spotted us, started walking over. Something about his expression was wrong, too calm, too knowing. I grabbed Mom's hand and pulled her toward the back. "The kitchen, now." We burst through the kitchen doors. The cook yelled in surprise. I spotted the back exit and ran for it. Behind us, the officer was following. Not running, just walking with purpose. We emerged in an alley. A car was waiting. Dad was leaning against it. "Emma, Dorothy, so good to see you both." Mom made a sound like a wounded animal. Dad smiled. 24 years. "You've aged, Dorothy." "Not well." "Leave us alone," I said. My voice shook, but I forced it steady. "The real police are coming. Detective Chen knows where we are. Detective Chen is dealing with a major accident on the highway. Multiple
There's something truly
casualties.
magical about
Very
the golden
tragic.
hour.
She'll be busy for
Everything
hours."
is softer,
"You
warmer,
caused an
and
accident?"
full of possibility.
Mom whispered. "I paid some people to stage one. No one actually died. I'm not a monster." He said it like he expected credit. "You tried to kill us." "No, I tried to kill Dorothy. You, Emma, were collateral damage." But then I realized something better. You're a scientist. You're smart. You're nothing like your mother or sister. He stepped toward us. "You're like me. I'm nothing like you. Really, you uncovered Claire's plot, saved your mother, evaded me for days now. You're analytical, suspicious, calculating. Those are my traits. You inherited the best of me. I inherited nothing from you. You're a stranger who abandoned his children." His smile faded. "I didn't abandon you. I was thrown out, exiled from my own family because your mother convinced everyone I was the problem. She was the one who controlled, who manipulated. I just fought back." "You abused her!" I corrected her. There's a difference. He was insane. Completely, utterly insane. And he'd passed that on to Claire, nurturing it over years of secret contact. "The police will figure out what you've done," I said. "Eventually. But I'll be long gone by then. New identity, new country. I've been planning this for a decade." "What about Claire?" Mom found her voice. "You're leaving your daughter to rot in prison?"